By the end of this video, you will be in a position to perform this experiment and take correct readings. Namaskar, hi everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today we'll be talking about the GM counters. So GM counter is one of the oldest types of radiation detectors, and it was founded by Geiger and Muller in 1928. It is basically a gas-filled detector which is based on the principle of ionization. If we want to go into the theoretical details of this GM counter, we require a separate video. In this video, our aim is to obtain the operating voltage of GM counters, and for that we need to know some details like the counting curve that is obtained for the GM counters. When we plot the count rate versus the applied voltage for the GM counters, that is called the counting curve. So the minimum voltage at which the pulses begin to be recorded by the counting system, this is called the starting voltage. As the voltage of the GM counter is further increased, the count rate goes on increasing up to a transition phase, after which we obtain a kind of plateau, meaning that the count rate won't further increase even if we are increasing the voltage. And thereafter we have a discharged region. This transition between the rapid rise of this counting curve and the plateau, this is called knee. So this operating point of the GM counter is chosen somewhere in the middle of this plateau. And how we can do this experimentally, this is the aim of today's video. I and a student Swati will be demonstrating you how to obtain the operating voltage. Hello.
Connect the scalar unit to the main supply and switch on the power. The scalar unit is connected to the GM tube or detector through a coaxial connecting flex. The Geiger counter tube is contained in a massive iron box which shields it from any stray radioactive particles. The tube itself is made up of very thin metal or glass with metal coating inside it and is therefore very fragile. So it should be handled very carefully.
This is a detector. We have to open it first like this and then insert this wire. Which is further inserted into this. Like it further.
The Geiger tube is mounted on a stand in front of the source holder on which the radioactive source can be conveniently placed.
Okay, this is the place where we are going to keep the source. Source be anything like any radioactive substance like cesium, and this is where we are going to keep our absorption materials are kept over here like iron, aluminium.
The electrical pulses from the Geiger tube must be counted in some way so that the rate can be measured.
This is depicting the 30-second time limit, and this is here where the voltage is to be set. For the time being, the voltage is 730 volt.
Turn the voltage control knob of the scalar unit.
First of all, the voltage is set. Now press the start button. This is where it is showing the time, that is when 30 seconds is over it will stop automatically. 7:29, this is showing the voltage, and this is where our time is already set, and this is showing the number of counts. This is a background reading since we have not put any radioactive substance there. Okay, so we have to note this reading down in our practical notebook. This is here the serial number where we are showing the reading 1, 2, 3. Voltage, it will be calibrated like 730, 740, 750, so on. Number of counts, this is with the radioactive material. And then the background counts, this is without any radioactive material. Net counts is the subtraction of both number of counts minus background counts. N1 N2 N3 is here showing the number of counts that is taken 3 times, and mean is the average of all N1 plus N2 plus N3 divided by 3.
ठीक है, और अभी आपका बैकग्राउंड काउंट आई है, ये था
36.
तो यहाँ पे आप लिखेंगे 36. Using forceps, place the radioactive source on the source holder.
I have to put it.
Cesium-137 decay has a half-life of around 30 years. The decay of 137 cesium to the metastable state of 137 barium has a branching ratio of around 0.95, and the decay of 137 cesium to 137 barium has a branching ratio of 0.05, which means most of the times 137 cesium will be decaying to the metastable state of 137 barium, which is followed by the emission of gamma rays having energy of 0.662 MeVs. Hence 137 cesium is a gamma source.
Now we have to press the start button again and take the reading with the source with the same voltage, and here as you can see the time is going on and it will stop automatically when the 30 seconds are over, and here this is showing the number of counts. One zero one. As you can see the reading here is 102 and it will be noted 102. Press the start button to note down the third reading. As you can see the time is 30 seconds and it is here showing the reading 92. We will again note down by putting here 92.
The background counts have to be subtracted from the mean number of counts with the presence of source, and the net number of counts have to be recorded, which means 98 minus 36 is equal to 62 is the net count for the first reading.
Let us now increase the voltage to 740 volt. And again we have to press the start button. Again the time is going on and it will automatically stop at 30 seconds. And here the number of counts are increasing as well. 97.
97.
To take the counts second time for the same reading of voltage.
So like this, by increasing the value of the applied voltage by fixed amounts, you can take a number of such readings for the background counts as well as the counts in the presence of source. For example, in the present case, we have set the preset time to be 30 seconds for calculating the counts for each value of the applied voltage, and then you can find out the mean number of counts in the presence of source, and subtracting the background counts from the mean number of counts, you can get the net counts. And for the fixed value of the preset time, if you plot the number of counts on the y-axis and the applied voltage on the x-axis, you will be getting a graph like this. So here V1 is the lower threshold voltage corresponding to the GM region, and V2 corresponds the upper threshold voltage. And noting these two values, that is V1 and V2, from where the plateau begins and finally ends, you can calculate the operating voltage with the help of this formula. And in case the time to note the number of counts corresponding to each applied voltage is not the same, as is the case shown here, you can calculate the average number of counts per second by dividing the mean number of counts by the time corresponding to which the values have been noted. So in this case, again, you will be getting the graph like this, wherein you have plotted counts per second on the y-axis and your applied voltage on the x-axis, and by using the same formula you can calculate the operating voltage.
So I hope you like this video, and if you do not forget to give it a big thumbs up. I would like to thank Swati. If you like my video, do share it with your friends. I'll be back with another interesting video. Till that time, this is Pooja saying goodbye and take really good care of yourselves.